Well, hello there, and in this video we are doing another GeoGuessr challenge, and this time we are doing 3 world maps and seeing if we can get the country every single time. If you find this video useful, feel free to drop a like, and if you want to keep up to date with the content, smash that subscribe button. We're going to try and reach that 1k goal by the end of the year. You guys can play along and give this a go yourselves, and yeah, let's see how we do. Okay, round number 1, we've got these plank buildings, which is very common for the Nordics, especially like this red barn-like thing. So from the Nordics, and we've got these short white dashes, we can only be in Sweden unless it is a baked island. But I am pretty sure this is just Sweden, normal Sweden. So I'm just going to go a bit more south, but not too south. Okay, a promising start. It was Sweden. And yeah, second round. Okay, so in Europe again, but we've got reddish text on that license plate. And we have lots of brick buildings. And brick buildings are very common for Belgium. And when you get reddish hints on license plates throughout, or reddish text, that means it is a Belgian plate. But remember, it is quite hard to tell with Gen 2, but the brick buildings is more common in Belgium than the Netherlands, the UK, and so on. So we should be in Belgium here. Whereabouts in Belgium? I don't really know. There's no real language clues. It's quite flat, so I'm kind of avoiding this part because that's hilly. And let's send. Okay, just in the outskirts of the capital, but it is a good round. Okay, round 3. We've got a better view this time of the reddish hint. So you can see this reddish blur, and that's because of the text. So we're in Belgium again. And as you can tell, we've got brick buildings everywhere. And funny enough, this is very, very similar to the round we've just had. So I'm going to go pretty much almost the exact same place where it was. And I think it was on the outskirts of Brussels. And yeah, let's send. Not the exact same place, but a good guess nevertheless. Okay, round 4. A bit more tricky this time, but we got a straight antenna. And we've got this black tape with a hint of white. But when you get this tape with this antenna in Europe, you should be like in Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria. I think Bulgaria have it. And Czechia has it too. I don't know which one it actually is, actually. It's not an easy round. I'm thinking Romania here. With these sunflowers. And it's quite open, so I'm thinking Romania. Maybe towards like this part, but it could be further north towards Hungary, actually. I'm just going to go north. I'm going to north. I'm going to north Romania. Let's send it. Complete opposite end of Romania. A bit surprised about that part. That usually is quite distinct, but it was Romania. Quite a tough round. That not many people would get that normally. Okay, so this round we've got these accents of the Z. Don't know if that's distinct to this place, but I'm getting a Czech or Slovakia kind of vibe going on. Blue house number like this is more common in Czech, so I think we're in Czech. But it could be a bait. It's not a bait to Austria, is it? No chance. Yeah, it's definitely not Austrian. So I think this is just Czech, but that is like almost baiting it. But I think this is just Czech. On the outskirts of Praha or Prague, maybe. That's where I'm going to go and hope for the best. Okay, much further east, but it was Czechia, and that calls the first game. So no real big distinctive clues for most rounds. I think the Czechia and Romania round were the hardest, but the Belgium, we had the reddish text license plates for Europe, and then we have Sweden with the short dashes, because Norway have long dashes, Finland have no dashes, and I guess that's good way of confirming it. And the Nordic buildings ruled out the Baltics. Let's move on to the second game, which is Community World. Also, big shout out to Mate Potato. He's also a YouTube content creator and streams on Twitch. Definitely check him out. Let's jump straight into it and see if we can keep getting the countries correct. Okay, so round number 1, generation for camera. It feels like Colombia. Okay, so we've got the white Columbia cross. So if you've watched my tip series, you should pick up on that. And yeah, so we're in Colombia. Got a lot of palm trees. I don't know how far Gen 4 goes in Colombia. We've got evidence of yellow plates. Not all vehicles have yellow plates in Colombia. What does that say? I can't read what that says, unfortunately. Because on taxis you can work out what part you're in. Lano? I don't know what that's meant to say. I'm going to stick where I was thinking originally. But who knows, Jeff? Let's find out. Libano. Oh, I'm not going to find that. No chance. But straightforward Colombia round. Didn't know where. Okay, this is strange. This feels Spanish with these these road signs with a thick red outline. Could be still Portugal, I guess, but this is quite unique. Okay, so when you actually get that, I think it's a hunter's sign. I might be wrong, but this is unique to Spain. Portugal will have them differently. But we've got mountain in the distance, quite green, but not that green. Strange round, very strange. I'm always going to go North Spain because it's what feels more tropical, but it could go wrong. Let's find out. Okay, very unique round, but it was Spain, and we've got keep getting the country right, which is the main thing. Round 3, we've got concrete pavement, and we've got a metallic octagonal pole, very common for the Philippines. You can also get it in Mexico too. Driving side doesn't matter, but we've got English, and generally in Mexico you would have more Spanish than English. We've also got green hint on the license plate, which is common in Philippines. So let's go Philippines. I don't see much I can use here. There's quite a lot of palm trees, maybe a bit more south. Let's pick a random city. Let's go Legazpi City and hope for the best. Okay, not bad. It was Philippines. 4th round. Okay, so let's see if we can use a more useful clue. Okay, so we got these black and yellow painted utility poles at the bottom, and they are spiral. They go all the way to the bottom. Unlike South Korea, they go to the bottom. South Korea's they don't go to the bottom. And Japan, they drive on the left, whereas Taiwan drives on the right. So we're in Taiwan. We've got a road numbers. Don't know if I can find those in time. But unless it's on that island maybe. Let's see if that island has 80s. No. Yeah, I don't know where this is meant to be. It's quite a strange round, but I'm just going to say Taiwan and move on. Not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. We'll take that. But it's just Taiwan. Okay, final round. We've got a blur car, but we have racks. Okay, so we have no black tape, so we can't be in Ghana. And we've got Kenya left, and Senegal, and other countries, but we've got the rifts. So the rifts confirm Senegal. Don't know where in Senegal. I presume this is a bit more northern. It could be towards Luga or Lauga, how you pronounce it, or it could be more towards Tuba. I'm going to go Tuba in this instance, and let's see how it goes. Of course, it's just fees. Nice, but we did pretty well there. Got all the countries correct. Some more handy tips there for sure. Like the Philippines, you had the language, you had the poles, you had the ethnicity. For Taiwan, you had the spiral poles to the bottom. For the Spain, you had those circular signs with a thick red border and that black and white hunting sign. And then for Colombia, you had the yellow license plates. And then for Senegal, you had the rifts in the sky with the racks. And let's move on to the final game. Okay, so the final game is on Improved World with Amul Trekker, the legend. Of course, check his YouTube channel out, I recommend. He is the OG. And let's see how we do on this final map. Okay, so the first round, we've got this very unique architecture. And I can't really describe it that well, but it's very fancy, very distinctive. And that's unique to Bhutan. Bhutan also have these very unique flags like this. It's like they've been half ripped off. So that's how I describe. That's how I picture my head. But a very dry part of Bhutan. Definitely unusual, but definitely Bhutan. And I'm just gonna go a bit near the capital just to play safe. Okay, it was actually much further east, but it was Bhutan. Let's move on to the second game. Rightio. So the first round we've got, I don't know what that's meant to be, but we've got these bollards, which are more European. Sun's in the north, southern hemisphere. I was thinking Chile, like a Gen 4 Chile, but does Chile have double yellows like this? Or is it just an Argentina? I've never seen Argentina. But we have Argentina poles, so I think we're in Argentina. Very, very unusual. I don't know where this will be found. But it seems very distinctive. So I'm just going to find a valley and send it. And that was the right valley, and if I had plonked on the road, I probably would have got that. So good round. And pretty solid. I was so confused at first because I've never seen those bollards before in Argentina. So that's very good to know with the new Gen 4 coverage. And on to the third round, and it is Locam Switzerland. For Europe, Switzerland is the only country, excluding the weird part of Italy, to have low camera. Japan is, and then you got a few in Asia, but for Europe, you are in Switzerland. Whereabouts in Switzerland is quite hilly, but not super hilly. I'm not very good with architecture. It feels more towards Germany side for some reason. I'm tempted to go more east. Let's find out. And it wasn't. Okay, so it was just near Bern. It's fine. Still Switzerland. Round 4, we've got very orange soil. No antenna. But the poles look more Cambodian than Brazilian. But it could be a weird Thailand. But we've got no antenna. Usually Thailand will have an antenna visible. No, Cambodia will usually have an antenna visible. So it's theoretically it should be more Thailand. But these poles are more Cambodian. Because Thailand, you have dots all the way up them. Whereas these ones, I don't see the dots. I see them at the top. And they're cylinder shaped as well. Thailand's tend to not be cylinder shaped. So I think it's Cambodia. It's either like, I think it's like, it could be on the border. I'm going to go south, Cambodia here. Based on having a previous geofrauds like. So let's send. And of course, it's where I plonked instead in the geofrauds. It ends up being at that time. But it was Cambodia, so despite no antenna, I still managed to get it based on the cylinder shaped poles and the dots not going all the way to the top. So pretty good round that. Okay, the final round, and it is, I believe, the Isle of Man, because we've got this red strip on the license plate, and we're driving on the left hand side, closest to the south, southish, probably pinpointable, but do I pinpoint it? I don't know, Jeff. Let's get the road angle sorted. I don't know why I zoom in, but it's like going northeast-ish, on the coast to the south. So it's probably near Castleton. I'm gonna go around here. It kind of bends round. I mean, we could be in this Gulf, can't we? I think we might be in this Gulf. But that's an airport. What am I doing? That's an airport. What am I doing? Where was I before? I don't remember where I was before. I'll just plonk here. Who cares, Jeff? Okay. Completely forgot where I was, but yeah, it was Isle of Man because that red strip. In UK, you don't really get that red strip unless you're in the Isle of Man. It can be bit sometimes with Jersey. I think Jersey can have some hint of red sometimes on their strip, but in that case, it was Isle of Man with that license plate. But yeah, a very good score to end off on. 23.2k is a good score. Very nice Argentina round with the surprisingly new bollards. I haven't seen those before. Cambodia, I guess, was good for the country, but for regional, it was probably the worst. Bhutan, we had the distinctive architecture and the flags, and then you had the Isle of Man license plate with a red marker, and then we had Switzerland with the low camera and a hint of mountains. But yeah, that is all. Thank you all for watching. Hope you found this video useful for tips and enjoyable, of course. And yeah, if you want to see the tip series continue with regional parts like the Baltics, the Nordics, the Balkans as well, hit the like button and I'll make videos on it. But yeah, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video. Yeah, of course.